Hey guys, Philosopher here, and today I've got a reaction to what we've just learned from this new Apocalypse video. I have linked it below, and this is essentially a marketing piece by Marvel Strike Force. It is essentially trying to get us excited about Apocalypse, excited about the Horsemen, excited about the game. I will note that this effectively is their response to all of our complaints. That's usually how it goes with them, right? Hey, look at the shiny object over here, and that's what they're doing. There are some interesting details here, but I have to say it does answer some questions, but it leaves a lot of questions unanswered, and I think that's really the important thing to take away from this. So the one thing that is answered, and I'm going to blow it up here now, is that Morgan Le Fay is a 3-star unlock, and I think that's a really good thing for a lot of players. It's going to be great for free-to-play players. Who, for example, because we do know from some of their blogs and so forth that supposedly you are going to be able to use, not a wide array of characters, not web warriors, not dark hunters, at gear. They claim recommended level gear tier 13 to unlock the character effectively. So, given that, that's a good thing I think overall for the player base. We should be happy with that. I'll tip my cap to Scopely for that. However, we don't know more about the rest of this than we did before. In fact, we know nothing more about this other than this one fact than we knew prior to this video. We do know one other thing, but doesn't change anything about the unlock method. In other words, we don't know what is the requirements are going to be for the second Horseman, the third, or the fourth. We don't know the unlock requirements for Apocalypse. And I think it's important. I will just say, and we also don't know here, by the way, what it's going to take to get Morgan Le Fay at a higher unlock rate. In other words, if you want a 6 or 7-star Morgan, you still really have no idea what it's going to take to do that. You don't know if it's possible. Maybe that this first time around it's just impossible at the gear levels we have to get her to 7 stars. We don't know. So I do think it's a good thing that players will be able to unlock her because they claim in the video that she is essentially creating a team that is, I put the closed captions on so you can read it yourself. It's a really, really strong Apex Arena team. So supposedly maybe they claim basically be one of the strongest teams in the game right now. And they show this image, they actually show you a video of them beating the Eternals plus Doom. So we know at least they're going to power creep the Eternals plus Doom. So if you're a newer player or free-to-play player and you're like, hey, I'm getting my easy to obtain Morgan Le Fay, at least you're going to have some chance to get the rest of the arena team. Although, presumably, you're going to have to be, stretching your wallet or your roster or something to get the rest of the team. But none other than Scarlet Witch, who will be easy. So because there's 3 other new characters that are part of the team. But nonetheless, I do think it's good players are going to be part of that. But to get back to my main point here, I really suspect, and I am really concerned, that this is, to use that old adage about drug dealers, that the first taste is free, right? That they essentially are going to give you the first character in an easy to unlock way, and then they just make the second, third, and fourth Horseman progressively harder. What we don't know, right, is it that the second Horseman's a little harder, the third, and then the fourth is almost impossible? That's a 6-star unlock, 7-star unlock? Does Apocalypse need all 4 Horsemen at 7 stars? Like, we don't know, right? And so you don't know how hard to go on this. You don't know how hard to invest. And Scopely can put you in a position where the 4th Horseman's super hard to get, and you got the first couple more easily. You feel compulsion to buy their offers, right? I fear that's what's going on here because they still offer no details. I mean, we've been really pressing them for details, and they've given none. I mean, my response when I first found out about the potential of a 3-star unlock to the developers was, okay, in a vacuum, that's great. But what the player base needs is information so that they can make appropriate decisions about their roster. We need to know what the unlock, what it's going to really take to unlock this character at different levels. We need to know what the unlock requirements are going to be going forward. So at least we have a sense. Like if all the Horsemen are 3-star unlocks, that's a good piece of information. If Apocalypse is going to require 5-star Horsemen for an unlock, or 6, or 2, or whatever it is, 3. Let us know that up front. And the fact that they don't and that they're just showing us a shiny object tells me that we may not like the answer. Now, we did find out something else about the team. The last character on the team from the video is Agatha Harkness, who you may know from the WandaVision TV show. And this is obviously the look from the comics, not the look from the TV show. Agatha's a lot younger looking in the TV show. She appears to also be a 3-star unlock or below, which is good, but we don't know anything about her release method. What we do know is we have yet another Mystic character, a full Mystic team, and I do expect there to be quite a crunch, for players for their Mystic gear, right? Because right now you're in a situation where you've got to build. You don't have to necessarily build up your Dark Hunters team. We don't know, but a lot of players are thinking they need a Dark Hunters team and are building that up and maybe short of Mystic gear. Now, I've been hearing a lot of theories and I've been getting a lot of questions from players telling me, hey, Philosopher, well, I'm thinking my theory is just go hard on Web Warriors and just ignore Dark Hunters. And maybe that'll be good enough. The answer is, is that a smart strategy? The answer is we have no freaking idea. We have no idea. Because it could be that this thing is designed to make it so that one of the two nodes basically requires Dark Hunters, even though you could trudge through it with Web Warriors and not do so well. It may be that the really hard node is actually node 3, which is Hero Tech or Mutant Villain or something else. We really don't know enough. And so here's what I would just say to you. Keep a detached, careful eye towards all of this stuff that's going on with the game. Don't blow a lot of resources based on very limited information. Invest only what you need to invest to get to where you want to go. In other words, if you are in a situation where you need Web Warriors built up to raid, good, build them up to the level that you need them for raid, and then build them no farther than that. Dark Hunters, if you're in an alliance that's endgame that really cares about war, then you can build up your Dark Hunters. They're not the Apex War Offense team at all. They're very questionable. So just build them to what you think you need to, and then save the rest of your gear. And make a decision once you know how the way we acquire characters like this and that new Strange and Wong. Make a decision once we know, for example, what the nodes really look like here. I mean, there's nothing that stops you from just waiting and upgrading your characters right at the event. Once we get a sense, once people like me go in and can give you a sense of what the event looks like and what the enemies are, once we can data mine that, there's no hurry to get out ahead of this and sink your investment now. So just be careful, be thoughtful, and take this for what it is. It's interesting news, but it really doesn't tell us all that much. And while it's good and certainly in a vacuum, I think this is a good thing for players, particularly newer players, are free to play. It is really just one small piece of the puzzle. And how good this is and how important this is really depends on a lot of things that they haven't told us yet. All right, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. If you got comments, questions, cheers, jeers, angry, sad, mad, whatever, put them below or go to my Discord. That's linked below. You can also go to my Twitch stream. That is linked below too.